You didn't choose to be born. You didn't choose your body, your parents, or the century you live in. Epictetus said that's the point. Life gave you a role, and the only thing that matters is how well you play it. Most people spend their lives wishing they'd been cast as someone else. Epictetus said that wish is the source of all your misery, and the cure is simpler than you think. In chapter 17 of the Enchiridion, Epictetus lays out one of the most striking metaphors in all of philosophy. He says, "Remember that you are an actor in a drama of such a kind as the author pleases to make it. If short, then in a short one. If long, then in a long one. If it is his pleasure you should act a poor man, a cripple, a governor, or a private person, see that you act it naturally. For this is your business to act well the character assigned to you. To choose it is another's." Unpack that for a moment. You are an actor. You were given a role. You didn't choose the role, write the script, or pick the length of the play. Fate, nature, God, whatever you want to call it, made those decisions. Your job is not to rewrite the casting. Your job is to perform the role you were given with excellence. This metaphor runs through everything Epictetus taught. He was a former slave with a broken leg. If anyone had reason to complain about their casting, it was him. And instead of spending his life resenting the part, he played it so well that emperors studied his performance 2,000 years later. The metaphor isn't about passivity. It's about focus. Stop arguing with the role. Start mastering it. To understand the depth of this teaching, you need to see the distinction Epictetus draws between what is assigned and what is chosen. The assigned part is everything you didn't pick. Your body, your family, the country and era you were born in, your health conditions, your natural talents and limitations. These are the given circumstances of your role. You can't change them. The chosen part is how you respond to all of it, your effort, your attitude, your decisions. Whether you play the role with dignity or with resentment, Epictetus's own life is the proof. He was assigned the role of a slave. He chose to play it as a philosopher. He was assigned a broken body. He chose to use that body to teach others about the unbreakable mind. The assignment was terrible. The performance was extraordinary. And the performance is the only part that was ever in his hands. Most people confuse the quality of their role with the quality of their life. They believe that if the role were different, if they had more money, better looks, different parents, a different body, then they would be happy. Epictetus says this is backwards. Happiness doesn't come from getting a better role. It comes from playing your current role better. The actor who masters a small part earns more respect than the actor who wastes a lead. This is where Epictetus challenges the assumptions most people never question. We live in a culture that ranks roles. CEO is better than janitor. Rich is better than poor. Famous is better than unknown. Healthy is better than sick. And those rankings dictate where people direct their energy toward getting a better role instead of excelling in the one they have. Epictetus rejected this entirely. He taught that there is no such thing as a minor role, only minor performances. The parent who raises their child with patience and integrity is performing at the highest level. The employee who does honest work in an unremarkable job is performing at the highest level. The person who faces chronic illness with courage and without bitterness is performing at the highest level. None of these roles will make the news. All of them demonstrate the kind of excellence Epictetus cared about. In the Discourses, he tells his students, you want to be a senator. Fine, but can you be a good friend first? You want to be famous. Fine, but can you be honest with yourself when no one is watching? The Stoic test of excellence isn't the size of the role, it's the integrity of the performance. Think about the roles you currently hold, not the ones you aspire to, the ones you have right now. Parent, employee, friend, partner. Neighbor, student. Are you playing any of them at the level you're capable of? Or are you sleepwalking through the roles you have while fantasizing about the roles you want? Epictetus would tell you that the fantasy is the problem, not because ambition is wrong, but because excellence in the next role requires excellence in this one. And the person who can't master what's in front of them won't master what comes next. So how do you figure out what your role actually is? Epictetus offers a starting point that is both simple and demanding. Know yourself. In the Discourses, he tells a student who wants to compete in the Olympics, do you understand what that role requires? The training, the diet, the sacrifice. Are you willing to pay the full price? If not, you're not being ambitious. You're being delusional. This is Epictetus's method for finding purpose, not vision boards, not affirmations. Honest self-assessment. What are you willing to actually do day after day when no one is watching? The answer to that question is your role, not the glamorous version, the real one that includes the tedious practice and the quiet discipline no one sees. He also taught that your roles are not singular. You are simultaneously a friend, a citizen, a worker, a student of life. Each role requires its own form of excellence. And the philosophical life isn't about choosing one role and abandoning the rest. It's about showing up to all of them with intention. The question isn't, what is my purpose? As though purpose is a single hidden answer. The question is, which of my current roles am I neglecting? That neglected role is where your work lives. The final dimension of Epictetus's teaching on roles is commitment. Not half measures, not trying it on. Full commitment to the role you've accepted. In the Discourses, he describes people who try to live philosophically while still chasing every worldly pleasure. He says they fail at both. They have all the restrictions of philosophy without its peace, and all the temptations of ordinary life without its oblivion. This echoes his final challenge in the Enchiridion. Once you've chosen to play the role of a person who lives by principles, play it fully. Expect to be misunderstood. Expect some friendships to fall away. The cost is real, but the alternative, performing a role you don't believe in while quietly despising yourself for the compromise, costs far more. Epictetus was a man who played a terrible role with extraordinary commitment. He didn't have the freedom to choose his circumstances, but he had the freedom to choose his performance. And he chose mastery, not mastery of the world, mastery of himself within the world. That distinction is the heart of everything he taught. You have roles right now that you didn't choose and can't change. The question Epictetus asks across 20 centuries is not whether you like them. It's whether you're playing them well enough to be proud of the performance when the curtain falls. Here's your challenge. Write down your current roles, not the ones you wish you had, the ones you actually hold. Parent, employee, friend, partner, learner, neighbor. Whatever they are, name them. For each one, score yourself honestly from 1 to 10. How well are you playing this role right now? Not your potential, your actual current performance. Find your lowest score. That's the role you've been neglecting. That's where Epictetus would tell you to focus this week. Not on acquiring a new role, on improving the one you're already in by a single point. 1 degree of improvement in a role you already hold is worth more than 1,000 fantasies about roles you don't. You didn't choose your role. You didn't write the script. You didn't pick the length of the play. But the performance is yours, entirely yours. And the man who proved this most completely was a former slave with a broken leg who played a part no one would have wanted and turned it into the most inspiring performance in the history of philosophy. Remember that you are an actor in a drama, of such a kind as the author pleases to make it. If this changed how you think about your purpose, subscribe for more ancient wisdom that still works today. Drop a comment telling me which role you're going to improve this week. I read every single one.